everyone, welcome back to our Mandarin series. Today, in lesson 4, we are going to learn some new Mandarin vocabulary. But before we start, what are some simple Mandarin words that you already know? Alright, so before we begin, right, I want you to prepare a blue pen and a red pen. Write down your answers for the quick recap that we are about to do now, okay?
What? What?
This quick recap is based on last week's lesson. So, first question: how do you say family members in Mandarin? Number 2, how do you say elder brother? Number 3, how do you say younger brother? Number 4, how do you say younger sister? Next, how do you say grandfather? Give me two answers, one that starts with a G and another one that starts with a Y. How do you say grandmother? Give me two answers, one that starts with a P and another one that starts with a N. Next, how do you say grandmother from your mother's side? How do you say grandfather from your mother's side? I almost forgot this word. How do you say elder sister? All right, now that we're done checking our answers, right, today we are going to learn something very interesting. Instead of memorizing vocabulary one by one, we are going to learn how Mandarin words are connected and how one word can help you learn many more new words. Okay? Now, you might be wondering, what is a compound word, right? A compound word simply means a word that is made up by joining smaller words together. For example, the word nai nai means grandmother, right? Now, this is actually a compound word. Now, let's break it down into a smaller unit. When we take just one part, nai, it means milk. So, from one word that you already know, nai nai, you can now learn another new vocabulary word, nai. So, today, instead of memorizing long vocabulary words one by one, we are going to break compound words into smaller units to help you understand and remember them more easily. Okay? So, we are only going to look at selected words for the first practice. Now, the words are 奶奶,外婆,外公, and 家人. Now make sure you have the meaning for these words, right? So it makes it easier for you to learn. Now, as I said earlier, 奶奶 means grandmother. When you just take one word, 奶, it means milk. The next word that I have here is grandfather and grandmother from your mother's side. 外公,外婆. Now, if you just focus on the word 外, it means outside. The word 家人 means family members. Now, let's break this one down. 人 means people or person. So, these are the three words that I want you to write down. So, once again, we have learned three new words from lesson 3. 奶,外,人. Alright, now let's move on to the next practice. Now, for the second practice, I want you to focus on these words. 哥哥,姐姐,弟弟,妹妹,公公,婆婆, and 家人. So just now, we learned how to break compound words into smaller units to discover new meanings, right? But now, we are going to do the exact opposite. Instead of breaking words apart, we are going to combine words together to create brand new vocabulary. First, let's learn three new words. The first word here is 大. 大 means big. And since it starts with a D, you should be saying ta, not da. It's not da. The correct pronunciation is ta, ta. The second word that we have here is xiao. Xiao. It means small. Now, how do we pronounce this word? Remember, XI is pronounced as alphabet C. So this word is pronounced as xiao. Xiao. The third word that we have here is old. Old means lao. Lao, right? Now we are going to combine these three words with the family vocabulary that we learned before. Okay?
Okay.
So look at the words that you have in your notes, which we learned in lesson 3. Can you identify which words can be combined with the word ta? We can combine the word ta with the words 哥哥 and 姐姐, right? So ta means big, 哥哥 means elder brother. We're going to combine these two words and get another new word, which is 大哥. 大哥 also means elder brother. Now, don't get confused. We have two options for the word elder brother in Mandarin. You can either say 哥哥 or 大哥. Alright? The next word is 姐姐. You can actually combine the word 大 with the word 姐姐 and get 大姐, which means elder sister. Third one that we have is the word 家人. Well, of course, we're not going to combine the word 大 with the whole 家人. We're just going to take one word from here, the word 人, and get 大人. 大人 means adult. Okay? Now, look at the words in your notes from lesson 3. Which words do you think can be combined with the word 小? That's right. We can combine 小 with 弟弟 and 妹妹. So you get the word 小弟, 小弟, which means younger brother. And once again, you have two options for the word younger brother. One is 弟弟 and the other one is 小弟. Next is the word 小妹, which means younger sister. Younger sister. You can say 妹妹, you can also say 小妹. Now I have something extra for you. 小姐, 小姐. Now you might be wondering, we have the word 小, which means small. So how can we combine it with 姐姐, which means elder sister, right? When we combine them together, we get this word 小姐, which actually means miss. Miss. Okay? For example, if you're trying to say Miss Sita, you can actually say Sita 小姐. Or if you're trying to say Miss Lily, you can actually say Lily 小姐. Let's move on to the next word, which is lao, old. Once again, look at the words in your notes from lesson 3. Which word do you think can be combined with the word lao? Well, we can actually combine the word lao with gong gong and po po. Okay? When you combine lao and gong gong, you actually get the word lao gong, which means husband. Lao po actually means wife. Now, some of you might be wondering, lao means old, right? So why does lao gong or lao po mean husband or wife? You have to remember something, right? In Mandarin, sometimes words do not translate directly word for word into English. When certain words are combined together, they create a completely new meaning, okay? So even though lao means older, in words like lao gong and lao po, it does not literally mean old husband or old wife, okay? You don't have to worry if someone calls their husband lao gong or calls their wife lao po, they're not calling them old, okay? Now, the word for an old person is actually lao ren. Lao ren means old person or old people, okay?
Oh, okay.
Alright, so we have come to the end of today's video. Today we learned about compound words and how combining simple words can create new meanings in Mandarin. So make sure to keep revising consistently, huh? The more you practice, the more progress you'll be able to see over time. And if you have any doubts, or if there are any topics that you would particularly like to learn, feel free to leave a comment below, okay? I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. 再见.